Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for jumping in on the live chat. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I just wanted to pull something together, maybe do some questions, some answers, and stuff like that. Really didn't have anything going on this week for a video. Uh, I have been traveling an awful lot. And just really didn't have an opportunity to get a video up for this week. So I figured let's do a live. Let's just do some chat, do some Q&A and all that type of stuff. Hopefully the live feed is coming in okay. I am in a hotel, as you can see. This weekend was Kalashnik Con, which was just about an hour and a half north of where my daughter is. And so then today I'm taking my daughter to a concert. So just wanted to kind of combine those into one weekend. With that, in addition to the other travel that I've done this week, again, very difficult to put out a video for. Just mentioned Kalashnik-Con, shot it yesterday, and wow, just an awesome video, not video, competition. Oh, let me let me turn off the AC because that's going to blow and be in everybody's ear. Kalashnik-Con, great competition. Kalashnik-Con and Kalash Bash are very similar in the fact that they are so different, right? So both are AK centric. What do you want to say? Competitions? Oh my goodness, I'm really slow this morning. But both are competitions for AK only. Kalash Bash is just an AK. Kalashnik-Con is an AK and a pistol. Kalash Bash is really fast run and gun type USPSA style competition. Kalashnik-Con is more geared towards like tactical games, really. A lot of mental stuff, a lot of physicality. So you have like the both of the extremes of the spectrum when it comes to an AK competition. And that's why I love to shoot both of them. Matt has put out a really good schedule for events. They do one in the spring. They do one in the winter as well. I'm going to see if I can try to make it to the winter one. Apparently this last winter was really brutal. Like high temperature was 12 degrees maybe. So with that, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because I am going to do a video on Kalashnik-Con next weekend. But the biggest thing is I ended up placing higher than I have ever placed in any competition whatsoever. So very happy with my result there. I will let you guys in on one secret. Was for the second year in a row, first round impact at 600 yards. That stage was a lot of fun to shoot. It was 6 silhouette targets from about 70 to we'll call it like 300 yards, 250, 300 yards. I kind of muffed up on the last target of the silhouettes, the 250, 300 yard target. Took me 3 rounds to hit that, but I was 1 for 1 on everything else, to include the 400 and 600, which was actually more like 575. So there were 8 targets and I shot 11 rounds. So very happy with that. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to throw into the chat, go ahead and do so. I am monitoring all of that right now. So if you have any questions about Kalashnik-Con, definitely let me know, and I will definitely answer any questions that you have on that. So the next thing is, what did I end up doing for my pistol? And that was pretty easy. Ended up running the Springfield Prodigy, which was not necessarily something that I was expecting to run, but I figured I needed to get some rounds through it and kind of really test it out as well. I'm not a fan of Springfield for a number of different reasons, but at the end of the day, it was very well done. I've been surprisingly happy with how well that pistol has shot. To be honest with you, I was hoping that it would fail, so I would have some, clickbait title, and get people to interact with it and stuff like that. But it's been, as far as like a double stack 1911, it has been pretty reliable, as far as those pistols go. 1911s can be finicky, especially in 9mm, and we'll talk about that in a video as well. I've got, I would say, probably about 800 rounds through it. After next weekend's 2-gun match, I should have 1,000 rounds through it. So I should have the video out the following weekend. So not this next weekend, but the weekend after, I should have a 1,000-round review on that. So there is that. The M90 ran, Brian, here you go. The Zastava M90 is what I ran at Kalashnik Bash and Kalashnik Con. I thought that I was going to switch up for Kalashnik Con and run the SAM 5 with the 3X Prism that I ran last year, but I talked to people like Bolts and Holes, the Combat Accountant, and Clayco 47. Obviously, all three of those, you can find them on Instagram. That's where I talk to all of these guys day in and day out. And they asked me, which rifle do you think would compete better throughout the entire competition? Because I was really worried about that 600-yard target and shooting a 600-yard target with a red dot. I've never shot anything further than 300 yards, and I've never hit anything further than 300 yards with a red dot. But I ended up using the M90 with the Siley Bull-X Pro as my red dot, and I did find an Achilles heel to that red dot through the competition, but it didn't manifest itself until the last stage, which I fought through it and still was able to clear the stage, which was fine. We'll talk about that in the video. But the biggest piece that really helped out with the competition was taking the time to not only get a really good solid zero. I used a 50-yard zero, but also I took the time to understand the ballistics of the ammunition that I was using, which was AAC 5.56 77 grain OTMs, and that cartridge is pretty good. I don't know if I would trust it to run suppressed, but it was giving me good groups, and obviously I was able to hit a target first round at 600 yards, 575, whatever you want to say. So been pretty happy with it, but I did have 2 failures to extract, causing a double feed. We'll talk about that in the video as well, because the first time that it happened came at the perfect time. The second time it happened right in the middle of a stage, which was nothing more than drop the mag, cycle through, and then reinsert the mag and get back into it. So I did lose probably about 4 seconds. and clearing that malfunction on the very last stage. But ultimately, that 4 seconds really wouldn't have helped me to be any more competitive than I already was. So that was really good. So there you have it with the M90. Oh, one other thing with the M90, this will probably be the last video I do on the M90 for quite some time. I'm still going to use it for my competition rifle unless something else comes up. But the other thing is that I have added a new component to it, and an actual integral component to it, and I did so the same week as Kalashnik Con, and I was telling all of my squad mates, and they're like, "Why would you do that? Why? How many rounds did you put through your rifle before you came out here?" And I was like, "I probably put about 60 rounds through it." And they're like, "What? Why would you?" It's so good. Neil, the combat accountant, he was like, You just jinxed yourself. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then I looked at him and was like, hey, Neil, your Galil Ace, it's going to run perfect today. And he's like, I hate you. So he's a good dude. It's really great to compete with him, Bolts and Holes, and Adam. He's a sponsored shooter with IWI and Hollow Sun. Soli and Clayco. Those guys were in my squad. There are a couple other guys that are really good shooters in my squad as well, but those 5 guys are the ones that I'm constantly chasing. Like when I point out someone, I'm like, that dude right there is who I want to beat. I actually beat, let's see, I beat in the long range, I beat Bolts and Holes. I beat Clayco, but he was running irons, so you kind of have to give it to him on that one. And then Soli, I think I was faster than Soli at the long range as well. Adam, his dope on his rifle was spot on, and then Neil, his run was like something stupid, like 20 seconds or something. It was really, really fast. So of my squad, let's see, top 3 places for each of the divisions. You had Clay was, he took first in irons. You've got Bolts and Holes took first in non-magnified, which was my division. Adam, he took, I think, third in magnified. And then Neil took first, I think, in magnified. So 4 of the guys in my squad podiumed. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I shot with them, because if you want to be better, you have to like work or shoot with like the best guys, you know. So there's Kalashnik Con, there's the M90 and the Springfield Prodigy. And it was, it was a great day, So today I've got stuff with baby girl. We're going to a concert together, which is going to be fun, and then back into getting out more content. The next thing that I'm going to be working on, I have been working on AK stuff for a very, very, very long time. I'm going to continue to do AK stuff. I've got a Springfield Crink, Springfield Crink. I've got a PSA Crink that I am borrowing from H-Town Werewolf. So if you guys aren't following him on YouTube, go give him a follow. He's just at that point where he's getting ready to crest 1,000 subscribers, and he would greatly appreciate the support. But I'm borrowing that. So we've got hey, what's going on, man? Thunderpunk Radio jumping in there. Good to see you. We'll see you in September, man. I'm so excited to head out that way. But I'm borrowing the Crink from him. He's got about 1,200 rounds through it. I'm going to push it over the 2,000 to 2,500 round mark, hopefully, and see how well it holds up. Going to continue the Riley Defense Crink and see what happens there. I have a Putnik from Resilient Suppressors. It's at the FFL right now. I just got to get with my FFL to fill out the Form 4, and then within a week I should have it in my possession. So more content coming up with that. But I've got 4 ARs that I need to do reviews on. I've got one that's set up for night vision stuff. That is like realistically my go-to AR. If crap hits the fan, that's going to be the AR that I run. It's a heavy boy, but just lift more, right? Get stronger. But I've got that one. I've got an SPR, so special purpose rifle. I've got another rifle that is going to be kind of a test bed for optics and other stuff. And then I have an IAR, which is an infantry automatic rifle. So we'll be talking about the different use case scenarios and stuff like that. Hey, Adam, any new fights coming up for you? No, I have been politely asked to not fight anymore. I would love to, but realistically, I am transitioning into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Started this year, and will be working on probably some gi, no gi competitions in the future, probably next year, because as it stands right now, I suck. And my cameraman, Hefe, co-host of the Live, Laugh, Larp podcast, he's still a white belt and just like freaking folds me up every single time. It's ridiculous. But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is probably the new thing for me. Kickboxing, MMA. After breaking my nose twice in about 3 months, and then having a mild concussion after the fight, I got to move on. I'd like to maintain what left I have up here to be around the daughter. But there's that. But those 4 ARs will be the concentration for probably the summer. Sprinkling in some other stuff, like I need to do a comparison between the Oracle Arms 2311 and the Springfield Prodigy. That should be coming up here relatively quickly. I've got a few other pistols that I need to look at. And then hopefully, if I can manage it, I also want to make sure that I get out to Arizona, link up with AK Mario at SOF Defense, and do a build class with him on an AK. So we'll see how all of that comes. Adam says keep that back and limbs limber for those BJJ matches. It's not like you started a lot. My goodness, not like you started with a lot up there in the noggin. No, that is 100% correct. My girlfriend is a psychometrist. If you guys haven't heard the episode where she is a guest, I'm going to link that into the comments right now. Let's see. She joined the podcast when Hefe wasn't available, so I'd highly ask that you guys check that out. Let's see if I can post it right here. Oop. She's a lot of fun. Her day job is a psychometrist, which is a person who tests patients for mental capacity, whether it be like doing tests for ADHD or, you know, autism. I need to take that test, I think, or like just general competency to see like if a soldier were to come up on a court-martial and the defense is trying to say that the soldier was insane or not mentally cognizant of what was going on. Her job is to test that individual to make sure that they are or are not, fit to stand trial, right? That's one aspect of it. Another one is to run an IQ test. So she's always talked about how smart I am, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. I'm a mouth breathing knuckle dragger, and she gave me an IQ test, like a legit IQ test. Took 2 hours, and I'm a lot smarter than I thought I was. I don't know. I was like, how does this happen? So, but needless to say, the episode that I'm talking about is season 2, episode 7. Newbie Dan's going to noob, and Jeff doesn't care, or Hefe doesn't care. And we talk about Nan becoming a new gun owner and what it was like for her to pick out her first pistol. And she talks about that experience and stuff like that. So a fun video or podcast. So check that out. Coming up here in just a few days for the podcast, we have a gentleman that's coming in that is doing some online firearms training, which we thought was very interesting. His company is called Shep Dev, so SHEPDEV, which is Shepherd Development, and pretty cool cat. Has a really interesting Instagram page and has done some testing with new shooters versus experienced shooters, and who can shoot faster if a person is already drawn against you and they're inexperienced while you're experienced. Can you shoot faster than them? He did a test of that, which was pretty interesting. So let's see here. Adam says, thanks for all the comments here, Adam. Really do appreciate it. With other 2A gun community folks, I have been asking the following. With the stagnation of the firearm over the... another one came in, sorry. With the stagnation of the firearms over the years, what is the big leap you would like to see? I would like to see something that I thought was really pretty cool when I was a tanker. So if you're not familiar with the M1A1 Abrams or the M1 tank in general, whether it be the M1, M1A1, M1A2, M1A2 SEP, so on and so forth, and its further iterations. I would love to see a cartridge that is similar to the main battle, the main round cartridge for the main gun round. That's what I'm trying to say for the M1. And what that looks like is you have an aft cap or a base plate. It's very much like the 277 Fury, where it has like a steel base plate and then like a brass neck. I would love to see someone take that idea and translate it to what they do for the M1 round, that the M1 tank round, where you have an aft cap, you have a base plate, and then the neck of the cartridge is something that is expendable. It just like burns up inside your barrel. That's exactly what happens with the tank rounds of the M1 and M1A1 SEPs and stuff like that. So you have this massive round. I mean, it's like 4 feet long. And when you get done shooting, you have a cartridge or an aft cap that is probably about, I don't know, 18 inches. You have the base plate that's about 6 inches, and then the stem after that ignites all the propellant. So that would be something really, really cool. I would like to see optics that have auto ranging capability, not like what the ACSS reticle does for Holosun or primary arms, but also something that for a rifle, you can come up and be able to have a range in your field of view that is instant and doesn't increase the size of the optic, the size or the weight of the optic. I would love to see something like that. So think of like maybe a Vortex Razor 1 to 10 that has auto ranging capability. That isn't going to increase the size. Think of like a Aimpoint M68 CCO red dot, same thing. That would be super cool. And that kind of goes into my comments earlier, talking about the red dot that I used for the long range shooting, knowing your dopes and your holdovers. I proved to myself that I could shoot 600 yards just using a red dot and understanding using a dot and a circle like Holosun optics use. Understanding where I need to hold within that dot circle to get my dope. So there's that. Hey, Keith, good to see you. Yeah, it has been a while. And I am thinking about doing more live chats. I probably would do it over on Rumble, or maybe even my backup channel, Fit and Fire 2, TOO. I haven't posted on there in over a year. Rumble is now no longer extracting my videos from YouTube. YouTube blocked that because Rumble is a direct competitor. So I have to remember to go and drop those videos in, which is really kind of a bummer. But I've seen a lot of other creators like The Quartering and Styx Hexenhammer and Steven Crowder and some of those types of guys. They will do Rumble exclusives, and I'm thinking about doing that, kind of doing a live chat. So if you guys are interested in seeing more live chats, let me know. And I put it in the comments, put it in the chat. We'll definitely try to pull something together. Biggest piece for me is time. Right now, with everything going on in my life, trying to get to the gym, trying to get to BJJ, trying to make sure I see my daughter. My daughter is actually headed to the East Coast here in the next couple of weeks. Her mom and her stepdad have already moved to their new place on the East Coast. So where I was able to drive 5 hours to see my daughter, that's no longer going to be a thing. So these last, I would say probably a month or so, have been extremely important to spend as much time with her as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm going to have her over the summer. She is actually going to start shooting competitions with me. She's going to do IDPA. She now has a Ruger Mark IV that she's going to be using. She could use, like X macro comp or something like that. She shot that, but it's still, for her strength level, it's still just a little bit too much. So I was like, okay, let's dial it back. Let's use the Ruger Mark IV. And so she's going to start doing shooting competitions. So that'd be cool. Let's see. Adam says ammo is essentially the same for years. The way a gun operates is basically never changed. Powder case and bullet has been the same. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think that you can develop a round that's similar to the Sabo or heat round from an Abrams tank. I think you can do it. It would do a number of different things as well. Number one is it would eventually reduce the cost of the round. That's number one, because you're just using, expendable powders and stuff like that. That would make it, I would think, easier to manufacture. You would reduce the metal material that you would use, whether it be aluminum, steel, brass, whatever you would use for that end cap, that base plate for the cartridge. You're using less material. The question then becomes, is it stable? Is it not going to just fall apart if you're carrying, defensive loads for, weeks and months and years on end? Obviously, you want to rotate through your ammunition. The carry ammo that I'm using right now on my X macro comp, it's on that point where it's time to cycle through and find a new round to carry and to use up what I have. So I think that would be some really cool science to see. Adam, if you ever do a trip out there to see your daughter, hit up the gun stores or gun museums and make it a series if you feel up to it. Yeah. So that's actually a really good idea. The area that she will be in, probably not a lot of that stuff out there. I can't really talk about where she's going to be, but let's just say she'll be right next to a city that does not allow firearms in any form or capacity at all, unless you're law enforcement. So unless you're law enforcement or military and are on orders, that's yeah. So that's where she's going to be, and yeah, along the way. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know if I'll drive out there. I mean, there might be an instance where I take a summer trip and just drive out there and stop in Tennessee and see the guys over at Black Diamond Guns and Gear. That'd be fun. Maybe see Johnny B. Thunder Punk Radio. He was in the chat a little bit ago. I know where he lives. I've been out to see him once before, and we'll see him again in September. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah. I've been wanting to get out to Palmetto State Armory to do a podcast with them and also do like a tour of their facility. So that would be something I would love to do in the future. So some good ideas. Thanks for that, Adam. Yeah. But realistically, that's really going to kind of cover it as far as everything that I've been wanting to talk about. If you guys have any questions, throw them into the chat right now. I'll probably stick around for the next maybe 5 minutes. So if you have any other things that you want to talk about, let me know. But other than that, I need to start getting ready to head to the concert that I'm going to be doing with the daughter. So there's that. I really do appreciate everybody's support of the channel. I have seen my analytics go up over the last few months, which is really, really cool. The ammo price videos have been doing very, very well. So again, I need to say a huge thank you to Smash Time TV for coming up with that idea. It was all his idea, and I'm just kind of carrying it along while he's doing it like down in the South Texas area. I'm doing it like in Kansas and wherever else I see. I might do it in Wyoming on the way out to the property. So got some more content coming up for that. Probably going to start a new channel for the kind of off-grid stuff. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, that's kind of where we're at with the channel, and had a great weekend, had a great shoot yesterday. I'm really excited to do a video for you guys on what happened with that. So a lot of great content coming from that. So yeah, that's what I got, guys. Thank you so much for swinging by. Again, if you haven't checked out the Live, Laugh, LARP podcast, do so, and let me know what you guys' thoughts are, and we'll see you guys in the future. With that, I think we'll go ahead and cut it off. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys next time. Take care.